Welcome. This is the video for prep for, I guess, meeting 4 now. This is for the after class meeting as part of, but not directly linked to, LaunchCode here at UMSL in St. Louis. The after class meeting is starting to grow a little bit. We'll be incorporating a few people possibly from Cape Girardeau as well as elsewhere. And I hope to personally have a chance to go down to Cape Girardeau in the coming week or two to visit, say hi, and link up in that sort of way. This is just going to be a really quick video, though, to share a couple of resources and talk about what happened in meeting 3. Meeting 3 was kind of small, primarily because of weather issues and it being really cold. So this is just going to go over really quickly a little bit of what we went over in meeting 3 and let you know what's going to be coming up in meeting 4. Meeting 3 we started talking about, as we'll be doing in this next week in the actual LaunchCode classes, object-oriented programming. I, before the meeting, kind of thought about how do you create an alumni database, as that's kind of how we're starting to think of this meeting focusing on, kind of as a framework for how do you take a larger idea with the skills that we have right now in LaunchCode and create that project. How do we make that project more than just an idea? And so as we're learning in this coming week, you can create with Python objects. You can create, just as we've seen with turtles and stuff like that, you can create an object, an entire new kind of type, if you will, and attach to that different methods, different functions that are accessible through that object. And so I thought, well, if we're going to create a database, then it might be a collection of alumni, if you will, if it is an alumni database. So an alum might have things like functions that are associated with like getting first name or getting the launch code year or their date of birth or that sort of thing. It could even be a list of lists, so you could have a more complex function than just returning a simple string. You could have your donor info in there. You could have contact information. You could have any sort of thing like that, and all that could be collected into this one object called alum. And so, just without delving any further into that, as we'll be actually spending lots of time in class learning about that in the coming week, I want to share a couple of resources. First, for review, if you look up on Google, or sorry, not on Google, on YouTube, just Web2Py, you'll find the first link is Web Development with Python and Web2Py Part 1. Just this video, I myself have only gotten through halfway on this first video. This is going to be the actual platform that we'll be working on, the first version or the first iteration of this database, this hopefully what will become an app, but at least this database of alumni. And this particular set of lectures from DePaul University are just a teensy bit above our level, but at the same time at a pace that is pretty accessible for us as students, as beginners. It doesn't assume a whole lot of knowledge beyond what we're talking about right now in terms of at least knowing a few syntactic things regarding Python, a few semantic things regarding like what does a for loop mean and stuff like that. But beyond that, just pretty basic, and really gets into things that are dependent on knowledge of object-oriented programming, which is something that we're getting into right now. So that is a particularly useful resource. Also, if you are interested in kind of fun things to watch or to get into that go into other languages, but are kind of interesting and more entertainment sort of thing, you can look up Daniel Schiffman. He does coding challenges and things like that, primarily in JavaScript. So it's a little bit beyond what we're doing, but at the same time, it's enjoyable, it's entertainment. You can see how you can communicate with other people about your code, how you can talk about your code, which is something that I'm personally very interested in, as I like doing things like this, creating videos in which I describe the code and the kind of projects that we're working on, that sort of thing. But if you're interested in that as well, check out Daniel Schiffman, particularly charismatic and pretty good at communicating what he's doing as he does it in a way that is accessible to people of our skill level. So that's a couple of resources. Coming up this week, we'll be meeting on Thursday as usual at UMSL. I hope to have a chance to go out to Cape Girardeau to say hi, as well as to welcome other people at UMSL or at other St. Louis LaunchCode programs to join this sort of meeting, as hopefully this will be a model that can be used in other groups or next year or in any other way. In any effect, my name is Trevor. I hope to see you guys again this coming week for meeting 4. And yeah, it's been a pleasure. I'll see you guys on Thursday.